Hello, and welcome to our second devlog for our game, Red-Handed. In the past week, we have released a alpha build for our game, so I'm going to walk you through that build that I have in front of me here. I also want to dive deeper into our implementation of our narrative engine, Yarn Spinner, and how that is a big helpful tool in shaping and creating our narrative. So first, the alpha build. Please note, everything is subject to change, please. I said that in the last devlog. But now, in this one, we have a short narrative to go along with this game. And although the doors are still not modeled in, that's we actually got that doors modeled in a future build. I'm not going to show you that in this video because I want to focus on the alpha build. But the doors are modeled in already, so that's something you can keep in mind. You can interact with different objects, so like, for example, this globe here. I wonder if the host has been to any of these places. Must be nice to be rich enough to travel. So now we go into this room here, the bedroom. The butler is here, and you can talk to him. Ah! Who are you? Said the waiter. Or the butler, same thing. Not the nice text effect here. We want to give some text more emphasis for our players. So like in here, it's shaking to show that he is very shy, which in fact he is. We know this bug already, okay, with the markup. It's supposed to not be there. It's supposed to be shaking, but we already fixed that already. We oversighted that in the alpha. So let's see here. And this is where the yarn spinner can kick in. You got different multiple choices here. You can say, I'm just here to help, kid. I'm the detective. Or, not anybody knows around me. I'm just a detective. And you got it again. You got more options now. You can do more than two options. So let's say, let's ask, oh, tell me more about yourself. I'm a writer here. So how do you feel about working here? I love working here, he says. Haven't seen your boss around. He's spelling error. He's amazing but reclusive. He's a bit too young. Oh well. Talk to you later. Now we got the chef in the kitchen. Let's go there quickly. Who the hell are you? So at first now the chef seems a bit grumpy, a bit arrogant, doesn't want to talk to us. Let's say that. Who would have been working in this hole? I'm not gonna say that on video, no way. Not enough reputation. So we do have a. If you're new to this devlog series, we do have a reputation system in, and it depends on what type of actions you do. If you don't have enough reputation, some dialogue will be locked, or you won't be able to interact with certain things. Now, I'll talk more about this later on after the showcase. But the yarn spinner allow us to control what types of dialogue we can have available depending on the context. The context is important here because we talked to the waiter previously. We saw that. Now we have a dialogue here saying, "What do you think of the waiter?" If you didn't talk to the waiter first, that dialogue wouldn't show up because you haven't met him yet. So that's a nice little detail that we want. Actually, now I see that little perk going through the drawers. Even though I'm hiding something in the jewelry box. the in-house chef. Sounds stressed. The boss doesn't even let me drink. Let's see if we can find some. Alright, let's do that. Now, we saw the waiter have some wine. So let's go back to the waiter and see if we can ask for some wine. And this is where the journal will come in. So keep note of that. Chef. Can I have some wine to calm my nerves? Get the key from behind the globe and I'll open a new bottle. Alright. That opened up a new interaction we can do with this globe. Let's go here. Check for the key. Found the key. Take it back to the waiter. Now we check the journal here. We have the key here. Again, the UI is going to do some work. But I think we're doing that right now actually as I speak. So how this works is like, if you played Papers, Please, you know the cross-reference system where you go into the cross-reference mode, you click on one item and you click the other, and then depending on the combination, they will do something. So here, in this case, we click on the key first, and then we can click on the butler, the waiter. Now we've got a cup. Let's just deselect that because it's a bit buggy right now. You also notice that when I click on the UI, the character actually moved. That's already been fixed. So again, this is a thing we oversighted. Let's go back to the chef. Again, click on the wine, give it a chef. Reputation has increased. Have some yourself. Thank you very much. I actually can't remember if he says anything else. Did I just softlock? I apologize for that. You know, just there are things. We oversighted a few things, and it's not an alphabet with some bugs in. But then again, that's already been fixed in the future. So we've already talked to the waiter. We got some wine. We gave the wine to the chef, and now this actually unlocks a cutscene that we built for this alpha build. So I'm about to show you right now by going back to the bedroom. I should say that there's no audio playing anyway, so it's a bit anticlimactic. And here we go. This is meant to represent the past here. Again, this is a alpha build logic here, but because we gave the wine back to the chef, and then we went back, we're now transported back to the past. As you can see by this very frightening filter here. But if you recall last time when I went through this area, some of this was not here actually. I think it was the makeup box. This wasn't here back in the present. It wasn't in the present, but because we're in the past, this is now here. The foundation doesn't look right. Now we've got a few different options here. We can touch it or smell it. So let's touch it. Feels too powdery to be foundation. And I know you're gonna like this one. That's straight up cocaine. Again, alpha things. So our journal has been updated now. Now have drugs as evidence. I don't remember flip. Nothing yet. Let's see. I can't remember if we got something else in here, but let's go ahead and show the drugs. Show the drugs. It seems like there's nothing here. Oh, this also unlocks that the tomato juice tastes like iron, which is kind of weird. Tomatoes don't taste that last time I checked, but yeah. So, unfortunately, this is where the alpha build ends. The narrative is very basic and very short, yes, but we just want to demonstrate the functionality of our narrative engine. We'll just test how the yarn spinner works with our narrative and get a sequence working so we can show off to other people. If we do decide to give you guys the alphabet so you can try out, we would have a link in the description. But then again, I don't know about the rest of the team. They don't want to show that. So yeah. I am going to get out of this game. I'm going to talk to you about Yarn Spanner, which is what I want to focus on in this devlog. Yarn Spanner is a narrative and dialogue tool created by Secret Labs, the same developers behind the adventure game Night in the Woods. I believe it was released back in 2017. I think I'm wrong there, I'm just remembering it on top of my head. It's open source, free to use, and it makes dialogue writing very simplified, which is why we are integrating this tool into our game. What makes Yarn Spinner helpful is how story writing is handled. Aside from coding the engine to work with your game, you can just write the story with plain markup text, as you can see right here. It seems a bit complicated, yes, but all you need to know is that this is the dialogue. This represents the branch that this is taken in, and this is some actions in the yarn spinner to jump to different branches. So here, this command here I'm highlighting will be to jump into the dialogue which the chef talks about her feelings about the host. The engine will essentially handle all the logic you tell it to, like you can switch branches depending on the choice you made, or revealing a dialogue only if you have a certain thing acquired, like a certain object in your inventory, and then a dialogue will unlock to show that you have it. The text, or the story, the narrative, whatever you like to call it, is essentially the only things you can focus on. In fact, we can control different parts of a speech depending on the context. So say, if you talk to the butler previously and then talk to the chef afterwards, the main character's dialogue would change to reflect on his thoughts of his conversation with the butler. As you saw in the build, we have various characters go through different conversations, and aside from the broken markup with the text animations, which is already fixed, they have multiple choices and they lead to different paths. This also leads to how our reputation system connects with Yarn Spinner. Depending on your actions in the world, your reputation increases, and that either unlocks or locks certain dialogue access. One example is interacting with the chef, where she seems a bit arrogant, doesn't really want to talk to you. It's only after you get the wine from the butler and then you give it to her that she becomes more friendly to you, and it would reveal more dialogue options. So Yarn Spinner has been a really good help with our project. And god damn it. Sorry, the camera cut out there. I'm really sorry about that. So yeah, it would reveal more dialogue options for you to interact in. So writing stories within Yarn seems a bit complicated. Like you look at this and you're thinking, this seems way too much to focus on. But in reality, once you learn all the function or the syntax that you have to use, then actually writing the story would save you more time in the future. It just saves so much during development here, because this is all markup language. It's only plain text. You don't have to deal with very technical language like in C#. No, this is markup. You're just literally writing text. You're just writing all the dialogue that you need. Add in some functions in there, like you can add some text to the journal, as in like you add more evidence to put in your journal. You can do that, or increase do something that is connected to the yarn spinner. So for our case, our reputation. So set reputation to 55. and then that unlocks a different part of dialogue somewhere in there. It's all about planning out your narrative first, what connects to each dialogue choices, and then writing it all down in plain markup language, plain English onto here. So you can see why we like Yarn Spinner so much. It honestly, it saved us so much time in development. We can just focus on planning the narrative and just writing all the things down into the game. I think that's actually pretty much it I had to show you. Because in the video I only want to show you the alpha build that we have, and I wanted to talk about Yarn Spinner, which I just did. Now, as I speak right now, the rest of the team is refining and putting out all the complete narrative structure for our release. So I'll keep you posted on that in the near future. Soon they will completely change the existing narrative in this alpha build, and then they will change to the one that we planned in the first place. Keep an eye on that in future devlogs or future videos whenever I give you an announcement. Next devlog, I want to focus on animation and art. We have a very complex process in importing all the art assets into our game. And keep in mind, and for those who are new to the devlog series, our game is made with an isometric perspective. So it's not as simple as creating all the art in an isometric perspective. No, I can tell you right now that the artist goes ahead and just paints the room in purely 2D, and then we map out the room in 3D, and then we just lay the art assets as textures onto those walls, and then the camera perspective is angled in such a way you get that isometric perspective. So that's how it works. But in that, I'll talk more about that in the next devlog. I also want to talk about animation, and as an animator of Red Handed, I know what to talk about. I want to show you how I animated the character, the main character, as well as the other characters in the game. So I'll be glad to show you about that. Although I just realized that I've only animated the main character right at this time. I know that Izzy, the artist, is very occupied with just painting all the other rooms out. So setting up all the character models for me to animate and rig is not really the priority right now. The priority right now is getting all the rooms set up, and all the characters planned out too. But soon I will go ahead and animate all the other characters, so that'll be fun. But yeah, I can talk to you about animating the main character. I'd like to talk to you about that in the next devlog. Alright, with that is pretty much it for the devlog. If you'd like to see more about our development process, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any feedback or just want to ask questions. We're open to that. And stay posted. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. See ya.